Hello everyone, CrossoverWorlds here, and I know what you're probably thinking. Hey Crossover, why are you in Lions are urge number 1, 2, what even is this game? Well my friends, if you haven't watched any of my previous Guild Wars 2 vlogs, this is Guild Wars 2, a massive MMO with mounts, different classes. Actually, there's 9 classes. Wonder if they're gonna add a 10th one, or maybe 9 more. Then we're gonna have 18. Although, that would be kind of too many classes, wouldn't it? Anyways, the reason why I'm recording this video is because I want to teach you guys how to make gold in Guild Wars 2. So, you're probably thinking, oh no, wait. Actually, better idea. So let's say you're a new player in Guild Wars 2 and you've just started out with only just 2 silver. And you want to figure out how to turn that 2 silver into 98 gold. So, there are many different ways you can make gold in Guild Wars 2. And I think I can share a couple methods that I know of on how to make gold in Guild Wars 2. Firstly, there is the trade post. Now, the trade post is a little bit complicated, but basically, what you want to do is you want to sell, say for example, a lot of different items. So, let's say you have a few common identified gears in your inventory, like this. Well, you can sell those to the trade post, and these will give you silver. I find this one of the better methods to make gold in Guild Wars. I mainly sell unidentified gear and common unidentified gear. However, when I come across rare identified gear, where you can get rare items, I actually open those ones up, and then I salvage them for ectoplasm. Ectoplasm is a really valuable resource. It can be used for crafting, gambling in the Crystal Desert, if you're into that kind of thing, and a lot of other stuff. Ectoplasm is really important, and it's also used to get sky scales. What's a sky scale? It's basically this. It's a dragon-like creature that allows you to soar the skies. You can think of it like a helicopter of some kind. See that blue bar right there? If that blue bar runs out, I won't be able to fly high anymore. That's why when you're using a sky scale, it's always best if you get up to a really good height. So say for example, I'm all the way up here. I should be able to easily fly all the way over here. And by pressing the V button, I can dash while airborne, which makes my flight a little bit faster. Anyway, enough about sky scales and all that. Another way to make gold is by doing map completion. Map completion can be done by this little counter here. Thingy. It will point you to an undiscovered objective. There are different kinds of ways to map complete. As you can see over here, if you open up your map, it will show you your completion. There's waypoints, points of interest, and vistas. Waypoints are really helpful if you're trying to get around in Guild Wars 2. You're going to be using these a lot to travel across the different areas. Say for example, the Crystal Desert. I could teleport to Amnoon right now if I wanted to by clicking on the little waypoint here. Anyway, vistas are pretty much like cutscenes, and you can look around the giant area. And then you have points of interest, which can be historical points in the game's story, or just relatively cool places to hang out at. Another way to get gold is by participating in world events, specifically holiday events. such as Winter's Day. Winter's Day is probably one of my favorite events to farm, because it's just, there's a lot of presents, and I like presents. You can also farm the New Year, which is also a pretty good way to get gold. Another way to make gold is by crafting items, such as swords, cooking food, all that. In order to craft items, you're going to need to find materials, which you can find in different leveling areas. The higher the level the material. Say, for example, in Queensdale. In Queensdale, you can find basic trees with materials on them, such as birch wood and all that. Now you may ask, hey wait, there's water in here. Can you, fish? And, the answer is no. No, sadly you cannot fish in this game. But, hey, you can still hunt creatures to your delight. Another way to make gold is via normal events. And you might ask, what normal events? Well, there are different kinds of normal events. There's the defend events, which are basically escorting, and there's also world events. Now, world events you have to wait for, and that can take a while, but once you figure out the schedule, then you should be able to, get to them fast. World events can give you a variety of items, even some legendary items if you get pretty lucky. The world events also give you more unidentified gear, which is really important for when you're trying to make gold. Another way to make gold is simply by getting achievements. Let me show you. As you can see, there's plenty of different achievements you can do. Some of these achievements will even give you gold find. Magic find is also really important. You can get this from getting luck, or basically absorbing essences of luck. Karma is also another currency in Guild Wars 2 that's pretty important. In order to build up this currency, you can do something called Renown Hearts, which are basically tasks from NPCs, but instead of walking up to an NPC to receive your quest, instead of doing that, you just do them automatically at a Renown Heart. It's really simple and easy, and I like it. Another way to get gold is simply by logging into Guild Wars 2 daily. It gives you these rewards, and at the end, you will get something like this, a Chest of Loyalty. Chest of Loyalty will give you a permanent 2% increase to account gold, and give you a choice of ascended crafting materials, legendary crafting materials, laurels, which is another currency you can use to buy some legendary accessories, or tomes of knowledge. Tomes of knowledge can be used to level up your character. I actually have a couple right here. Anyways, there's also Black Lion chests. Now, Black Lion chests can contain all kinds of goodies that you can sometimes sell. Of course, you'll need a Black Lion key in order to get these. Black Lion keys are pretty hard to find, so I wouldn't recommend that you continuously try to find keys all the time for chests. For me, I just keep on going. Once I find a key, I can simply go into my bank and use that key on one of the chests. It's sort of like a treasure hunt kind of thing if you think about it. Anyway, I think I've covered most of the methods on how you can make gold, experience, and, levels in Guild Wars 2. Now you're probably wondering, hey, wait, but how do I get mounts in Guild Wars 2? You seem to be riding a lot of them. Well, mounts are required by having the Path of Fire expansion. As you can see, I have pretty much every mount in the game. There's the basic Raptor, which you can get after completing the first story mission of Path of Fire. The Raptor, when fully upgraded, can jump you over canyons. Raptors are also used to get around in the PvE pretty quickly. The next mount are Springers. Springers are basically, well, springy. They're kind of like, let's say, you know those things. I forgot what they're called, but anyway, Springers can help you get really high up, which is useful for when you're trying to fly around on a sky scale or Griffin. We'll get to Griffins a little bit later, which is probably a little soon. Skimmers at first sight appear to be pretty useless mounts at first. However, you shouldn't underestimate what skimmers can do. Because you see, if we head over some water over here... Oh, and by the way, you can use the hover ability to increase your height. It's basically like a glider mount. Anyway, once you get onto the water, as you can see, the skimmer hovers over the water and is really fast. And you can also dive into the water with the skimmer once you have a certain mastery. Masteries are unlocked by having either the Heart of Thorns expansion or the Path of Fire expansion. I have both, as you can see. Skimming the depths is what you'll need in order to be able to, well, go below the water. You'll need around 8 mastery points in order to get skimming the depths, and you'll need to have every other mastery before that. Pretty cool to explore the oceans, am I right? Let's just hope that they revamp the water combat next. Anyway, the next mount is the Jackal. Now, jackals are really interesting creatures because you can actually do a movement ability 3 times with them. The Jackal's movement ability is to basically teleport around. Using this ability, if you have enough mastery, right, you can actually evade attacks by using your mount's movement ability. And you can also do this with every other mount if you have max mastery on the Jackal. Jackals can also enter through sand portals in the Crystal Desert, which can help you get around. Next up is the Roller Beetle. Now, roller beaters are really fast, and they're mainly used for mount races. How about we head over to a better area so I don't accidentally fall into the water? By the way, a fun fact, you can mount skimmers while you're in the water, especially when you're in the depths and have skimming the depths. It's really useful. Anyway, now that we're here on land, the Jackal mount. Oh, wait, not Jackal actually. My bad. Anyway, the Roller Beetle mount is really fast. As you can see, the Roller Beetle so far doesn't seem too fast. It seems probably a little faster than a Raptor's basic run. However, when you press the V button to boost, or hold it like me, you go really fast, sort of like a motorcycle. It's really fun once you get the hang of it. So far, though, I haven't been able to figure out how to get it, well, to drive it properly. Now, in order to get Roller Beetles, you need to have completed Long Live the Lich and complete the Roller Beetle achievements. Next up is the Warclaw. Now, Warclaws are mainly used in World vs. World, as they are the only mounts in World vs. World. They're used to get around and are basically kind of like raptors. Once you train them up in World vs. World, they can smash through gates with their Battle Maul. Next up is probably one of my favorites, and also the first secret mount in Guild Wars 2 that I managed to get, the Griffin. Griffins are basically like advanced gliders. They can be really helpful in certain situations. Here, let me show you. So, say you're all the way up in a really high area, in Heart of Thorns' areas. With a Griffin, if you have all the masteries, you can dive, gaining speed in favor of altitude, and you can regain altitude by doing the little climb option. Once you get the hang of diving and climbing, you'll be a Griffian flying master. Sadly, I'm not exactly like that, even though I already have all of Griffian's upgrades. And last but not least, the 7th mount. Where's the 8th? I don't know. I'm losing track. Anyway, the last mount in Guild Wars 2 is the Sky Scale. As I explained before, Sky Scales are basically like helicopters. And as long as you keep an eye on that blue bar, you can fly anywhere you want. Now, Sky Scales are incredibly difficult to get, as you need to do a lot of collections in order to get them. But trust me, it is so much worth your time. It took a long time to get mine, but I'm sure you can do it. In order to unlock the Sky Scale collection, and you need to have beaten all of Living World Season 4, which sounds like a challenge, but I'm sure you can do it. You also need to complete War Eternal. As you can see on this character, I haven't exactly beaten them all, but trust me, on my main character, also known as Silent Tail, I have completed all of the Living World Season 4 episodes. Anyway, I think you're all set to head out into Guild Wars 2. You know how to make money. You know how to gain basic experience via Renown Hearts, Tombs of Knowledge, World Events, Map Completion, all of that. You know how each of the different mounts in Guild Wars 2 work as well. So, how about you set off on your journey, and I'll see you over here in Guild Wars 2. Bye!